Hello and welcome to this lecture. And in this lecture, we are actually going to go ahead and learn how we could add data to the database in a much more efficient way. So basically, we are going to learn how to add or how to manage the entire data of our website using something which is called as an admin panel. So we are actually going to learn how to create an admin panel or how to set up an admin panel in Django. And even before we turn to that, the first thing which we need to understand is what exactly an admin panel is. So let's say if you're building any website for your customer, so let's say if some guy offers you some kind of money for a e-commerce project, and if he wants you to build an e-commerce project, and you actually have to build everything up from scratch, and you're actually going to add the data either using the Python shell. Django actually provides you with an admin panel, but the only thing which you have to do is that you have to set up the admin panel. So now let's learn how we could go ahead and set up the admin panel. So what I will do here is that I will just increase the font of this thing a little bit so that it actually becomes visible. Okay, so I guess this should be good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and set up an admin panel. So the first thing which you need to do is that you need to go to the path where your project is actually located. So we are into the project folder, which is photo P. Now the command which you need to type in here is that you need to go ahead and type in python manage.py. And while you're working with an administrator or admin panel, you have to create something which is called as a super user. Hence we go ahead and type in a command which is called as create super user, and when we hit enter, it's actually going to create a super user for us. So now it's going to ask us to enter the name of the user. So I'm going to type in my name over here. It's going to ask you to enter the email address, so I'm just going to type in some dummy email address over here. So let's say abc at xyz.com, and let's say we type in some password over here as well. So I just typed in my password, then it's going to ask you to re-enter your password. So I'm again going to do that, and once we fill these details out, it says that the super user has been successfully created. Now in order to check if the super user is actually created, what you could do is that you could just fire up your server. So python manage.py run server, and now logs in into your website or makes an account, that information is going to be stored in this particular user table. So as you could see, if you go to this particular user table, you will have the administrator details here. So I'm actually the administrator here, so I have my username and email over here. And as you could see, we have staff status as a tick mark over here. That means we are actually a staff member who can access the entire website through this admin panel. But as you could notice here, that there is no actual site data present here. So for example, we have stored the table which is called as photos at the back end, but still we are not able to kind of see that or have a look at that table over here. So for that very purpose, what we will do is that in order to make that table visible over here, we need to modify some code. So for that purpose, we need to go to this admin.py file over here and we need to register our model. So the model which we are trying to register here is the photo model. So if you go to models.py, this is the model which we are talking about. So first of all, we will need to import that model here. So in order to import that, you simply type in from dot models and import the model which is photo. So now once the model is imported, we could go ahead and register that model onto the admin site. So we could type in admin.site.register, and this R should be in small letters, and we simply pass in the model which is photo. So when we do that, just simply save the code. And now if we go to this page right here and hit refresh, as you could see, now you have the photos model over here. And if you click on that photos model here, you could see the different kinds of objects which we have saved. So we have saved this nature photo, and I've actually saved my photo here as well. So if you click on any object over here, as you could see, you will be redirected to a page where you can edit the details of that particular object. And you could also go back, and if you want to add one more object, you could simply click on add photo to add another photo. So let's name this photo as new photo. So let's name this photo as new photo. Let's name the creator as new creator, and let's say the price of this is going to be something like $800. So now if you click save, as you could see, now a new object is added over here. So if you have noticed here, we have not used any kind of code. So that means this particular administrator panel can be handled by any non-technical user as well. So that's the main purpose which this administrator panel serves. That is, it allows an administrator to manage the entire website without having to write any code. So that's it for this lecture. Hopefully you guys were able to understand how to create a super user and how to use the administrator panel. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.